So let us start phase rule. Here question, what is phase rule? Define phases, components and degree of freedom. Calculate components, phases and degree of freedom in following system. NaCl solution, glucose solution, ammonium chloride solid decomposes into ammonia and HCl gas. Calcium carbonate decomposes into calcium oxide, carbon dioxide in closed container. Water liquid and water vapor. So these are the different equilibrium system for which you have to calculate component, phase and degree of freedom. So actually already we have discussed about the phase rule. Even then, I repeat today, there are two types of the system. One is homogeneous, second is heterogeneous. होमोजीनियस का मतलब हुआ कि फिजिकली एंड केमिकली जितना भी पार्ट है सिस्टम का एक जैसे, जैसे केवल वाटर ले लिया जाए तो इसके अंदर और कोई भी दूसरा फेज नहीं है। माने इसमें बर्फ नहीं है, इसमें वेपर नहीं है, but if we consider at a certain temperature and pressure, ice, water and vapor, all three phases can exist. एक बर्फ है, एक लिक्विड वाटर है, एक गैस फॉर्म में वाटर वेपर है। तो ये एक हेट्रोजीनियस सिस्टम है। हम इसके बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे दूसरे क्वेश्चन के रूप में। तो पहले हम इस क्वेश्चन का उत्तर आपको बता रहे हैं कि इस क्वेश्चन का उत्तर आप कैसे लिखेंगे। तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू हैव टू डिफाइन फेजेज। फेज को आप कैसे डिफाइन करेंगे? तो फेज की डिफिनीशन आप लिखोगे, फेज लिखा, फेजे। तो फेज इज ए होमोजीनियस पार्ट ऑफ हेट्रोजीनियस सिस्टम। What is phase? Phase is a homogeneous part of heterogeneous system, which is physically distinct, mechanically separable, and bounded by certain boundary line. ये फेज की परिभाषा आप लिखोगे। फेज को कैसे डिफाइन करेंगे? फेज इज होमोजीनियस पार्ट ऑफ हेट्रोजीनियस सिस्टम which is physically distinct, mechanically separable, bounded by boundary line. For example, you take ice, water and vapor in equilibrium, and everybody knows that at 0.0078 degree centigrade and 4.58 mm of the mercury pressure. All three, that is the ice, water and vapor, can coexist. एक साथ ये पाए जाएंगे. So this type of the equilibrium, ice, equilibrium, water, liquid, equilibrium, vapor. So this is the heterogeneous system: ice, solid, water, liquid, and vapor, gas. So in this way, there are three phases. One is the solid phase, water; second phase, vapor; third phase. So in this way, ice is physically distinct from water. Water is physically distinct from vapor, and we can separate ice, water, and vapor mechanically. In simple way, you can also explain phase like this. Suppose oil and water system. Oil and water system. So here you look here. This is the oil and this is the water. So there is a boundary line between oil and water. Here one phase and this is the second phase. So in this way, this oil is physically distinct, mechanically separable from water. They are chemically also different. So phases may be physically distinct, chemically distinct. For example, if I say calcium carbonate dissociate calcium oxide and carbon dioxide, it is solid, it is gas. So how many phases are present? Most of the students, they confuse this is solid, so there is a one phase of these two. No, physically as well as chemically. In case of calcium carbonate is solid, calcium oxide is solid, no doubt. But both are physically as well as chemically distinct. Carbon dioxide is gas, so it is distinct, no doubt. So there are three phases. One, calcium carbonate; second, calcium oxide; third, carbon dioxide. So in this way, you have to understand what are phases. So in simple way, you can say phases are homogeneous part of heterogeneous system, which are physically as well as chemically distinct, separable by mechanical means, mechanically separable, and have certain boundary line. Just see, this is the boundary line separating oil and water. You can also show it from water system. This is the pressure P, temperature here like this. Suppose A, O, B, C, ice, solid phase. This is the water, liquid, and this is the vapor. Gas. So ice and water, this is one phase, second phase, third phase. There is a boundary line between this phase and this way. Exactly, there is a boundary line between water and vapor. There is a boundary line between ice and vapor. So in this way you can say phases are homogeneous part of heterogeneous system which are physically and chemically distinct, bounded by boundary line, and they are mechanically separable. And in this way, and all phases are represented by P. P means phases. So this is all about the phases. Now come to the another term which is used in phase rule. That is the component. Components. Now, fundamentally, you should understand that there is a difference between component and constituent. Suppose we have calcium carbonate equilibrium with calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. तो इस इक्विलिब्रियम सिस्टम में कितनी केमिकल स्पीसीज है? 1, 2, 3. But all 3 are not component. Component something else. So you should have a clear concept about the component and constituent. So how to define component? कंपोनेंट ये कहता है कि कंपोनेंट्स आर मिनिमम नंबर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट कंस्टिट्यूएंट. कंपोनेंट्स आर मिनिमम नंबर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट कंस्टिट्यूएंट्स by means of which each and every phase can be explained either independently or by means of chemical equation. रासायनिक समीकरण बना के हम या तो एक्सप्लेन करें. But one should keep in mind that positive, negative and zero sign are permissible in framing the chemical equation. So this is the very simple definition of the component. So components are minimum number of constituents by means of which each and every phase, composition of each and every phase can be explained independently or by means of chemical equation. For example, you say the water system. In this water system, it is monocomponent system. Why? Ice is also water. Water itself is water. Vapor is also water. So water itself is sufficient to explain this phase, and this phase, and therefore it is said to be monocomponent system. Water, only water, monocomponent system. In case of calcium carbonate, equilibrium, calcium oxide and carbon dioxide, it is two component system. Two component system. So let us have a formula to calculate the component simply. Without knowing the details, we can simply have a formula. C means component, number of the component. It is equal to N minus E. total number of the species, chemical species in the system, heterogeneous system. And this is the E. E means equation, relation. How many relations are established in the... So, component can be calculated. For example, you take this heterogeneous system. How many species? 1, 2, 3. So we put here 3. What is the relation between all these constituents? One equation. So in place of E, we can write here 1 and it is equal to 2. So in this way we can calculate number of the components for calcium carbonate dissociated into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So this is a very simple formula, but one should mind that there is another formula also. This is for non-ionic chemical species. Non-ionic के लिए ये फार्मूला होगा, लेकिन आयनिक स्पेसीज है, जैसे सोडियम क्लोराइड है, पोटेशियम क्लोराइड है, या आयनिक स्पेसीज है. इन स्पेसीज के लिए फॉर आयनिक हाउ टू कैलकुलेट C is equal to N minus E plus 1, like this. This is the formula for ionic species and this is the formula for non-ionic species. In this way we can calculate number of the components. तो आपको जैसे हमने दिया है आपको एक क्वेश्चन में कि ये भी दिया है, इसका उत्तर क्या हुआ कि फॉर दिस कंपोनेंट की संख्या C बराबर 2, हाउ मेनी फेजेस, ये भी दिया है क्वेश्चन में कि कितना फेज इसमें होगा, 1, 2, 3 फेज. ये इन दोनों को सॉलिड एक फेज नहीं मानेंगे क्योंकि ये फिजिकली एज वेल एज केमिकली डिस्टिंक्ट एंड देयरफॉर 1, 2 and 3. So P equal to 3 फेज. And degree of freedom फेज रूल से निकलता है. F is equal to C minus P plus 2. डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम अभी हम डिस्कस करेंगे कि डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम की क्या परिभाषा है. अगर हम इसको देखते हैं तो C कमान 2 है, P कमान 3 है, तो 2 minus 3 plus 2 it is equal to how much? 1. P phases 3 फेज है, कंपोनेंट 2 है, तो डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम 2 minus 3 that is 1. So degree of freedom of this equilibrium system is 1. So in this way you can calculate component, you can calculate phases, you can calculate degree of freedom. So in this way we can explain what are the components, how to calculate components. Term which is used in फेज रूल. दूसरा जो है हम देखते हैं कि तीसरा डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम. तो डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम क्या है? इसको हम कहते हैं वेरिएंस. You know very common variables in chemistry: pressure, temperature and composition. So these are the variables. So at a time we are not able to consider all 3 variables. So we consider minimum variable, not maximum, not all. Minimum variable. So minimum variable may be only pressure, may be only temperature, may be only concentration or composition, or may be pressure, temperature both, may be temperature, composition both, may be pressure, composition both. So two, any of the out of three, any two variable may be considered at a time. So what is the variable or degree of freedom or variance? It is F. F is the degree of freedom. Degree of freedom. So in this way, degree of freedom is defined as minimum number of variables. Minimum number of variables which are specified. Degree of freedom is defined as minimum number of variables which are specified to explain all phases in the system. So this is the definition of the degree of freedom. Suppose here I consider water system. So in water system we consider two degree of freedom. One is the pressure, second is the temperature. So degree of freedom have to calculate. Suppose we have to calculate degree of freedom of this OB curve. OB curve. OB curve, it is vapor pressure curve. Vapor pressure curve. As we know, you increase the temperature, vapor pressure will increase automatically. खुद वो वेरी करेगा. तो हमको केवल एक वेरिएबल चाहिए, आइदर प्रेशर और टेम्परेचर. आप प्रेशर बढ़ाओ, टेम्परेचर अपने आप बढ़ेगा. प्रेशर कम करिए, टेम्परेचर कम होगा, या टेम्परेचर बढ़ाइए, प्रेशर बढ़ेगा. So in this way, only one variable is considered. So we can calculate the degree of freedom from phase rule, Gibbs phase rule formula also. But here for explanation, we can say that at OB curve means there is a water in equilibrium with the vapor. Water in equilibrium with the vapor. So this is the equilibrium at this OB curve. So how many degree of freedom? 1. F is equal to 1. How? If water is a monocomponent system, so F is equal to C minus P plus 2. C, water is 1. For water, it is monocomponent system, C is equal to 1. How many phases in equilibrium? Water and vapor in equilibrium. So you put here 2 plus 2, you will get 1. So in this way you can also calculate. Similarly, you can calculate degree of freedom at AO curve. At AO curve, ice and vapor coexist. This curve is sublimation curve. Sublimation. I think you understand about the sublimation. Sublimation, solid change into gas. Without changing into liquid, it directly change into gas. So this type of the transition is known as the sublimation. Like camphor, कपूर को आप जलाते हो तो सीधे सॉलिड से गैस में चेंज होता है. So this AO is a sublimation curve where ice and vapor coexist. So you can also calculate degree of freedom. For in water system, C is 1. There are 2 phases in equilibrium. So P is 2 and 2 you will get 1. So degree of freedom. So in water system, every curve degree of freedom is 1, but in area COB, this area degree of freedom 2, F is equal to 2, F is equal to 2, F is equal to 2. Why? Because here you say C is 1, but the number of phase here 1, phase is 1. So you can write here P कमान 1 रखेंगे, 2 रखेंगे, so you will get 2. Exactly, you can calculate degree of freedom in this phase, water phase, in gas phase. So in this way we see that every area in the water system phase, water system at equilibrium, each curve represent 1 degree of freedom, means either pressure or temperature can be specified for explaining phase, and in case of area you have to mention pressure as well as temperature to explain the phase. Suppose if somebody says water change into ice at 0 degree temperature, this statement is wrong. No. Water can exist as a water at 0 degrees centigrade because we are not mentioning pressure. So you have to, because ice is, so ice, I told you that if somebody asks you water freezes at 0 degrees centigrade, this is the wrong statement. One should mention pressure also, because ice will be formed only at certain pressure and temperature. For equilibrium between ice and water, this value is 0.0078 and the corresponding pressure is 4.58 mmHg. This is the pressure. At this pressure and this temperature, ice, water and vapor exist in equilibrium. Now you have to shift equilibrium towards ice. So what will happen? You have to change the temperature. You change the temperature like this. Suppose you have changed the temperature like this. So pressure 4.58. If the pressure is high, no, ice cannot exist. So you have to mention pressure and temperature for ice, and either ice or water or vapor. जैसे लोग कह देते हैं कि पानी 100 डिग्री पर बॉयल करता है, गलत स्टेटमेंट। तो इस तरह से क्यों? क्योंकि ये भी जो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन है फेज का, इस ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन में यू हैव टू मेंशन प्रेशर, टेम्परेचर एंड both. You have to mention pressure and temperature, both variable, 2 variable. So lastly, I have defined all 3 terms used in phase rule, and if all 3 terms are clear, certainly you can understand the phase rule. Now another important term is the Gibbs phase rule. Gibbs phase rule. Gibbs phase rule. Gibbs phase rule, it is a general statement dealing with the behavior of the heterogeneous system. What is Gibbs rule? Gibbs rule, it is a general statement dealing with the behavior of the heterogeneous system. Mathematically, we can write phase rule F is equal to C minus P plus 2. This is the Gibbs rule. Gibbs phase rule. Gibbs phase rule. So you can also say that Gibbs phase rule is a relation between degree of freedom component and phases. So this is the Gibbs phase rule, and with the help of Gibbs phase rule, we can explain all different types of the heterogeneous system, how many phases are present, how many components are present. If degree of freedom is known, component known, you can calculate phases. P is known, C is known, you can calculate F. F is known, P is known, you can calculate C. So this is all about the question today regarding the definition, what is the phase rule, what are phases, components and degree of freedom, and the application. So you shall calculate different, I have given problem. You have to solve all these problems. I have given hint about the solution. So you do it yourself. Thank you.